10 simple rules.
We
Free
had
will.
that. We had that with Adam and Eve. We had paradise, and what did we do? We couldn't. We
had to-
we as humans
We had
cannot.
to grab the apple, right?
We had to grab the apple. Again, I don't think humans know how to keep peace. I think there's always going to be chaos, and in that chaos, we have the cycle of the strong men make good times make weak men, and then
I
so
believe
forth.
there's an element of truth to that also. I believe that we've been spoiled for a long time.
We haven't had any real conflict in the U.S. for us to really do anything but complain. And
And that was one of the blessings as a younger man, going back to Kosovo when it was under military occupation, going to Albania right after the fall of communism. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. I couldn't believe the conditions my family lived in. I was like, it made me so grateful
I
to
don't know
be
if
an
it was.
American. It made me so grateful. And I'll tell you, because I mentioned earlier how I lost, my family there. And I did go into a very deep depression. And I went from being a straight A student, National Honor Society, all that, on the path to, to failing. And my teachers all bring me into the room and they're like, we know what happened. We've looked at your transcripts since elementary school. And then this one teacher, God rest her soul, she died from cancer, Miss Mercier, science teacher. She goes, is this how you want to honor your family? By giving up the freedom that you have a chance, like you're supposed to do it for them. And something like just overcame me and I like snapped out of it. Like it really, so that's why it's important, the information you feed your brain, the people you speak to, especially if you're going through a very dramatic time. If you're going to know you're in a bad time when you just can't handle it. You shut down or depressed or, thinking really horrible thoughts. Like you need to get help at that point. And a lot of people, especially men, I think we're the worst at this. We're ashamed to tell people, hey, I really feel like this, or, it's the worst feeling. I don't know if you've ever I've lost friends that I would have never imagined took their lives, and getting that type of phone call is also devastating because you as someone that knew them was like, if I only knew they were lonely or felt alone or sad, or we can't read people's minds. That's why, if you're watching this show, the truth hurts, but stop being ashamed to tell someone really close to you how you're feeling. Seek help, seek counseling, call 988, I believe the number is. Like, there's nothing wrong with asking for help.
You've had friends commit suicide?
I've had friends, I've had family, so it's okay to not be okay. This is one of the rooms I used to host on Clubhouse. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to give up. You're going to get knocked down. Listen, when who I call my brother, when he passed, I thought I would never, when I tell you that I would never get back. If you would have told me I'm doing this right now, back then, I would have laughed at you. I was a very extroverted person. I've been extroverted my entire life. I became an introvert overnight. Didn't leave the house. I was in like a man cave, playing Xbox just so I don't lose my mind. I was gone. It was so bad, I thought, I got to get out of New York City because I'm seeing his ghost everywhere, memories, every corner, because, we were the kings of New York. He owned one of the biggest nightclubs in New York history.
Which one?
It was called Club Touch, formerly known as The Float, on 52nd Street, next to Jersey Boys, when Jersey Boys was pumping. And I thought I could escape the pain if I leave New York. I drove to San Antonio. I was there for 3 months. Things didn't pan out. And I never understood why I took that trip. And now when I look backwards, it was to get my nerve back. I had lost my nerve, But the moral of the story was you can't run away from your pain. You have to turn around and face those very difficult demons that some people can't get past. So, like I said, that's what led me to where I am today, going through all of that heartache and tears. I filled pools full of tears when this man died. He's the one that gave me the name Beck Lover. That's where it comes. It's not something I made up. I've been called that since 7th grade because of him. He was the one that always said, what are you doing? People love you. You should be in, he wanted me to be an actor. I was like, I don't want to be an actor. But he always said, you belong in front of the camera. School, they voted me most likely to have his own talk show because I wouldn't shut the fuck up, right? Just talk. And it came true, right? So, I believe everyone has a gift. Every single human being has a gift. Your gift might be to make the greatest apple pie. And God and the universe will give you clues because everyone's like, man, I really love your pie, man. Can you make me one for my, these are the little clues that God gives you to say, hey, stupid, that's your gift. If you just would sell that and take it to market, you'll be a billionaire tomorrow. Everyone has a gift. Someone has a gift to make people laugh, cry, act, we all have gifts. Even what we believe to be our curses. I have a friend who has his face is completely missing. He puts a piece like this and he's just started a podcast and he's he already blew me out as far as subscribers in less than a year, right?